keeping history alive and aloft and using it to elevate the next generation. That's the goal of one very determined woman, and she's showing local kids who have the chips stacked against them that the sky is quite literally the limit. Becca Habegger shows us this driven passion project and how you can get involved.
Okay, everyone.
Her name is Joyce Sherman.
This is Becca, and she's from Channel 10.
But here she goes by Miss Joyce.
She'll be doing our interviews today.
She has asked a couple of students to share their story who just went through the Youth Aviation Program in the George S. Spanky Roberts Chapter of the Tuskegee Airmen.
It's important to hear from them because they excelled in the program. And by I mean excel, you know what guys excel means? Okay. Over and beyond. Okay.
It gives young people who might not otherwise have the chance to learn about the field of aviation.
We do have flight aviation and we do have drone training. We just want to be able to let students know there's something else out there for them.
There are actually more careers beyond just being a pilot in aviation, like being an engineer, being able to build the tarmacs.
12-year-old Seth Gotti of Rancho Cordova.
I also learned about what goes on behind the scenes, especially with air traffic control.
And 14-year-old Alejandro Spencer of Folsom graduated this fall from the 6-month program.
I feel like this would be a great career path for me to take.
I really learned a lot from this class that would help me maybe in the future as a career for a pilot.
Parents or guardians have to be on board bringing kids to class, and kids need to be committed. But for that, they receive entirely for free an education about aviation and what Joyce hopes is a fast track to a rewarding career.
My husband, Colonel Thomas Sherman, started the program under the George S. Spanky Roberts Chapter as the Youth Aviation Director, starting from 2008 because he had a passion for us passing on his knowledge. He was in the Air Force. He was a navigator with the B-52D model. And he says, when I get out, I want to pass it on to the youth.
He was the love of her life for half a century.
He used to be in a wheelchair teaching the students at McClellan. He would ride around with his computer and this clipboard, line them up for the free flights to Folsom and back. He never gave up teaching. As long as he could do it, he did it.
Colonel Thomas Sherman died in 2020 after catching COVID in his care facility.
Because he had such a passion and we worked together when he was alive, I thought, I can't let this program die.
Thank you, Ms. Joyce, for all that you've done.
She wishes her husband could be here to see the sparkle in these boys' eyes as they talk about the program he launched.
Once she said she wants to keep her husband's legacy going, that's what touched me. I said, you know what, and that's exactly what I'm gonna help her do.
This youth aviation program has a shot at surviving with passionate pilots like Elijah Patterson. Now 17, he got his license at age 16 with help from the pilot who teaches in Joyce's program.
I'm gonna give back to the community.
He's so inspired by the program, he plans on becoming a volunteer teacher himself, passing on the knowledge and legacy of the Tuskegee Airmen. One of the most highly respected combat units of World War II, the Tuskegee Airmen included the nation's first black military pilots, as well as other aviation-related support staff. Overcoming discrimination and racial segregation, the Tuskegee Airmen proved to the military and the nation that people of color had just as much right and ability to be in the cockpit as their white counterparts.
Once I found out about the Tuskegee Airmen, and going back to that time, it was very hard and that they achieved it, I said, there's no way in the world that I'm gonna think I can't do that, and that's what happened. I went and did it, just like them. So I know if they saw that, they'd be proud. And by me knowing that, I'm glad. That what makes me happy.
Here's where you come in. The Youth Aviation Program is recruiting students for its next free class starting in January and is always looking for pilots to donate their time. Anyone with interest can reach out.
So let's give some underprivileged, underserved youth an opportunity to go into the career field of aviation.
If you want to support in another way, the chapter is holding its big annual luncheon fundraiser on Saturday in Roseville, and tickets are available now.
See you on Saturday. Okay.
I have no doubt those students will all be flying high. And we do have more information about Saturday's fundraiser for this free youth aviation program serving kids age 13 through 17 from underserved and underrepresented communities. Now, organizers say that even if you can't attend, you are welcome to donate. All you have to do is just head to abc10.com/links.